his sacred cow. She's perfect. Don't dare talk about her. No. No.
Hello, sister friends. So good to see you. Welcome to Tuesday night. We are going to be talking about sister wife today. I don't know how long we'll go. We got through basically chapters 4 through 8 last time because I hadn't even read 1 through. Well, I mean, I kind of did 1 through 3, but there wasn't much to talk about. So we are going to start at chapter 9 today together. And just start talking about different topics that were in here and seeing what you all thought about it, tell you what I thought about it, and we'll go from there, and then we'll see what happens with next week. All right, because I don't think we'll get through the whole book, but who knows? We've got 2 hours. All right, let me run over to the comments. Say hi to some people. We have Lynn. And Lynn, thank you for being the moderator. I appreciate it. Tracy's here. Hi, Tracy. Wendy, good to see you. Did my bit. Good to see you. Oh, they're all jumping ahead. Oh, okay. We'll try that again. Everyone's talking. Lynn and Kathy and Jennifer and Mary. Hi, Mary. I haven't seen you in a while. Chit-chatting. Liz is here. Good to see you today. Crystal, hello again. Couple more, and then we'll start chit-chatting. I know you guys are all sister friends, so you have these conversations going, which is so amazing. I love it. Hi, Stacy G. Hello, Colleen Golden Leopard in Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI, IPPI, SSI, SSIM. The only reason I'm slowing down is just because this whole conversation's going on, so the same names are popping up, which is great. Don't not do that. I love it. Hello. Shoot. You know what? Nisa, which is my gut feeling, but could be Nissa or Nisa. I know last time I said I was going to write, I'm going to try to keep my eyes open for you in the chat, and then I'm going to write it on a Post-it note and put it on my computer. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Hello, Connie. Okay. This, Beverly, good to see you, here's my impressions of the book. Now, you all know, hey, Rhonda, guess what? I'm going to be visiting Tennessee soon, Rhonda, because I think I'm going to get a condo down there. One that I can rent out as an Airbnb, but that I could also go to whenever I want to, because I'm going to have a grandbaby. Oh, so I might be seeing you a lot. We could do a lot of lunches. You, Doc Karen, Belinda. Oh, there's another one of you out on the west side who I never got together with, but yeah. I was not excited about this book. I was not excited about it. When you read the description of the book, it just seems like not even, I don't want to say it sounded like a self-help book. It just sounded like the same mantra that Christine has been saying for like the past 3 years. So I felt like, I just don't want to hear it again. It's like, good. I'm good. I'm glad for you. Move on. But it wasn't that way. I was impressed. Now there's way too much quoting of what happened on the show for my liking, because we all saw the show, but I understand someone who lives under a rock but is interested in being a sister wife but doesn't know who you are, even though you're probably the most famous sister wife there is. might pick up the book, and therefore you provided background information. Or at least I'm sure that's what an editor or somebody said. So, okay. All right. I'll let it go. There are 30, I can't even remember, 35 chapters or something like that. Crazy amount of chapters. But we read it all together in a week on the other through the SOS level, and some of the chapters are literally like 2 pages, 3 pages long. They're very, very short. 39. Oh, there were 39 chapters plus the epilogue and the prologue. So I will say I'm happy that she spilled some dirt. I also find it interesting because I got the audio version as well. Not that that makes that much of a difference. But the rumor was out there. Whoever was saying this out there, now you know that they don't speak truth. The rumor was out there that there were phone messages from Cody that Christine had, and she was including them in the book, in the audio version. Well, she was going to transcribe them for the book, but you could hear him in the audio version. That was my only disappointment getting to the end of the book and hearing no voice messages from Cody Brown. I will say. I was hesitant to believe it to begin with because I just thought, I don't know, it kind of feels a little bit like crossing a line in terms of privacy and that. Like, I just didn't know how she was going to get away with it. She didn't. So wherever you heard that, now you know that's a source that you cannot trust, whether it's Reddit, whether it's another content creator, whether it's an article in a magazine. Don't trust it. Whether it's one of the kids on their Patreons or whatever it is, not true. Not in the book, not in the audio version, which is disappointing. Let's see here. Let me try to catch up with the chat here. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is a sex chapter. Starting with the sex chapter. I pretty much covered it on the video. Grants are great. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. Very, very much looking forward to it. Is there anything that in the video I made on Cody and Christine's sex life, based on everything that's in this book, that I missed that you think? Because I feel like I did a pretty all-inclusive covering of what she said in the book. As I scroll down to the bottom here too, I see lots of other people that we haven't seen. April, I see you. April, hello. Took a day on audiobook. I listened at work. I wish I had a job I could do something like that. I'm literally doing speech therapy with kids. There's no listening to anything else. I picked the wrong career, wrong job. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. Joni's here. Hi, Joni. Good to see you. And Amy's here. Hi, Marie. Well, considering she lied for so long, yeah. Has anyone downloaded the company PDF? What's in it? It's only 3 pages. It's the recipe and the prologue, or is it the recipe and the epilogue? Maybe. It's 3 pages long. They didn't provide the PDF for the book, sadly. He can't sue for this, can he? I don't think she said anything suable in the book. I really don't. Oh, well, I mean, obviously there's things that are embarrassing to him. Um, it doesn't disparage his name. It just disparages his ability to perform between the sheets. So I think it has to be a name disparaging kind of thing that would actually affect your work job in terms of, like your boss would fire you because they don't trust you anymore, that kind of thing. I don't think anything that she said about him falls under that realm. She could have gone there. We were talking about this on Sunday night when we finished it up. We were saying, right, Joni, you were there to the very end. I think Amy, you were too. We hope and pray that Janelle does write her book, and with the encouragement of Christine, and I do believe that Maddie would probably be encouraging Janelle to write a book as well. I think that she might put pen to paper and put something down. The best part about it is, seems pretty clear this is the final season of Sister Wives, so she can really lay it all out there. I felt like Christine was still holding back a little bit in the book. McKelty herself, who only just covered like chapters 1 and 2, but she said she had read like the first third of it, but online she just covered chapters 1 and 2. She said that, first of all, her book, McKelty's book, I mean, the first third of it was just loaded with color Post-it note tabs. I mean, there had to have been 200 of them. They were just all the way down and all the way. I mean, she just had so many little Post-it note tabs on the paper, and her mom saw it and she's like, "Holy cow, what's all that?" She's like, "Well, some of this stuff I didn't know about that you're writing in the book. So I have questions about that, and more details that I want to ask about certain things. Some of the things are different from what I recall, so I wanted to talk to you about that. And then there were just other things that I felt like were maybe contradictory or maybe off." And then she said, like, for example, and I think this was in the first chapter, she would talk about how picturesque and perfect her life was when she was a child, and her whole growing up was like Andy Griffith. I think that was the show, the Waltons. I don't know. One of those. We're a happy family. We all love each other and we don't have conflict. But if we do, we might for a second and then we make up. Like just the picture perfect family. And she describes that. But then earlier in the same chapter, she talks about finding out that her grandfather was murdered. So she goes, these two things do not go together. So I thought it was interesting that McKelty was calling out her mom on that. All right, Mama Squirrel. Hello, good to see you. My Larry told me years ago, I could sue anyone for anything. The thing is, if they have any chance of winning or not. Oh, well, that's probably really true. It's good advice. You can sue, you won't win, but you can sue. I mean, I guess there has to be some grounds. There has to be you're suing because of the breaking of some sort of law or covenant or ordinance or rule somewhere. But you can make anything up, I suppose. Hi, Jan. Welcome, Australia. Good morning to you. Had to speed up the audio, but it made an interesting 6-hour drive. Yes, we listened to it at 1.2 speed. I could tell that she was over-articulating when she was speaking. And oftentimes, she would say deal instead of dill. So she even corrected some of those in there. I didn't point it out while we were listening to it because I just didn't want to keep interrupting. But a couple times, now not always, but sometimes she would actually use the long vowel sounds, which is not something Cody does, really, I noticed. So maybe it's a regional, more Utah type way of speaking, because he pretty much was from. And does Robin do it? I don't know. I don't pay attention to Robin. Oh goodness, I don't like to listen to her. Hi Rachel, welcome. Good to see you. Shanna Banana, hello. Good to see you. Who blocked you? Recipe for what? Recipe for chocolate pie. I'll read you the ingredients. Apparently, Christine and Janelle together like to make pies together. And Janelle's really good at making pies. And she said that her and Janelle together came up with their own concoction for the perfect chocolate pie. And it's called Chocolate Pie Heaven. And the ingredients are 2/3 of a cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of Hershey's cocoa powder, 2 3/4 cups of 1/2 and 1/2, 4 egg yolks beaten, 1 tablespoon butter, 2 teaspoons vanilla, and then pie crust of your choice and whipped cream. I don't know if the whipped cream goes in. Serve with fresh whipped cream. Yeah. So it goes on top. It's not like it doesn't make it like a French silk or like one of those whipped pies where you add the whipped cream into it. Although you're whipping in the 1/2 and 1/2 and the egg, so it's going to make it. Yeah, I should try it. You know what? It's the sacrifices that I'll do. I have to. I have no choice. I don't want to, but I have to make chocolate pie heaven. I think it'd be really good in a graham cracker crust. I like chocolate with graham cracker. My personal thoughts. Mountaineer, hello, good to see you. Okay. So let's see here. When Janelle goes for the release, wait, where was that? Oh, it was Kathy here. When Janelle goes for the release, all you know is going to break loose. I mean, I pray. I really pray she goes through with it. She makes it sound like she's going to, but she hinted at the fact that she could have done it last year. She's like, oh, I suppose Mary did that. I suppose I could too, huh? Never really thought about it, that I needed that for myself, but, huh. You know, she kind of did that, huh? And I thought, okay, we got her. No, never did. But now, it seems like she pretty much just came out. I haven't watched the trailer since I made it, but I think she pretty much came out and said, I'm ready to do it. I just don't know if she falls through and does. And in all fairness, she is not in Utah that often. She's living in North Carolina and then has to come back to Arizona to do filming. So she's only going to go to Utah if she needs to. I don't think she'll make a whole trip there just for a release. Although, if they're looking for content for the show, that is something people wanted. Speaking of which, now this is out of order, but I will say one of the things, and this was kind of at the very end of the book, in fact, it may have been one of the very last chapters. Christine made the comment in the book that she knows that the producers and the directors were very frustrated with them because they would find out all of a sudden that this relationship with Mary and Cody was non-existent for the past 10 years. And, you know, like everything wasn't as it was. So it's not like they were in on it and keeping secrets. They kept secrets from everyone, including the crew. And that which shocks me because they became so close with them. Like they were invited to each other's weddings. I remember somebody mentioning that they went to one of the weddings of one of the producers or PAs or somebody on set, a grip, somebody, because they tended to keep the same crew all the time. So they really got to know them and they sort of befriended them. Well, Cody befriended Kingpin, puddle monkey to a fault. Which I find interesting that in the book she said he chose to leave when it became too painful because he cried when he found out that Christine and Cody were getting a divorce. Yeah, I don't think so. I think he would have survived. I think the rumors are true and they asked him to step down. He's too close. He was too close. He couldn't be objective. Let's see. So, hi, Megan. Glad to have you here. It sounds like chocolate pudding. I hope it doesn't taste like chocolate pudding. I hope it tastes closer to a French silk pie. That would make me happy. Oh, Stacy said, I think you're right about the regional dialect. I grew up and live in the area and noticed this and have been guilty of pronouncing words like they have on the show. It's okay, Stacy. It's okay. It's just that we don't know anything about it. And of course, we don't see anybody else talking like that on the show. So for us, for the longest time, it was just the way the Browns talk. But Cody never did. So it really needs to be more of a regional accent. Eat some pralines while you're in Nashville. Absolutely. Pick them up at Buc-ee's on the way in and pick some more up at Buc-ee's on the way out of town. Okay, Janelle, release equals a happy dance. Yes. Oh gosh, I hope we do see it. I hope we do see it. Okay. All right. So anyway, okay. So nobody's saying that I missed anything that I mean, unless you did, and there's so many comments. I might be skipping over it. Oh, I agree with Mama Squirrel. I'd actually buy that one. Yeah, French silk pie. I know. Sorry. It sounds really good right now, doesn't it? Well, here we go. Marie says, we always suspected he was a letdown in the bedroom. We did. We did, because he's a very selfish man. He's a selfish man and he's a narcissist. He can't take somebody else's perspective into consideration. He only sees things through the lens of what brings him pleasure. And he's come out and said that in the book when she talks about, like, you know, it'd be really special if maybe you just massage my shoulders a little bit. It doesn't do anything for me. Okay. It really was all about Cody. It was Cody's world. No wonder. I mean, the fact that Christine allowed that for so long, no wonder he was so gobsmacked when she left, because he could treat her horribly and she just kept coming back with a smile over and over again. He probably also thought, being, as he called it, royalty in the AUB faith, that she would never leave because it would be a black mark on the faith and she wouldn't do that. I don't know about that. Hi, Cindy. All right. Tootsie, hi Tootsie. Tootsie says, there was a doctor saying we may all collectively be bullying Robin. Interesting. Plus, she might have a depressive disorder, ? I mean, maybe she developed one. It's very difficult because we see the different sides of, like, these early seasons that we're watching. There's no depression or depressive disorder at all, unless it's bipolar, and we're seeing just half of it. But she is just giddy, excited, and bouncing around for the first couple years. So, I mean, not that somebody can't develop something later on. It is possible. But this last season, like starting at the tell-all, her with that little snarky smile and constantly like throwing little digs and being flippant and not caring and, like, you know, pretending to rise above in an arrogant way. makes me think, okay, I think this depressive persona was an act because it fits along with her being a victim. If you're a victim, you're sad about it. You're not all happy about it. So for her to continue to be the victim and continue to make everything somebody else's fault, and that Christine in the book cracks me up when she pointed out that she was talking about leaving Cody and that Robin in that moment managed to make it about herself. It's like what we've been saying for all these years. Robin makes everything about herself and she's a victim in it as well. I would develop a depressive personality disorder if that was the mantra that I subscribed to. I don't know if that's how she truly felt. I don't know. She's a tricky one. I certainly don't want to beat anybody down that has any kind of issues, for sure. On the other hand, this is not your next door neighbor who's dealing with somebody and you and the neighbor across the street are sitting there going, can you believe this one? She's putting herself on national television and she can choose what she says, what she does, how she acts, everything when she's on there. She knows there's no hidden cameras. She knows exactly when the cameras are running and this is what she's choosing to show. So the other part of me goes, well, then people have a right to react. If you have a right to put it out there and collect millions, we have a right to collect nothing and have a response to it. So anyway, that's the way I look at it. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm so sorry. I've been sick. I'm better today. But everyone who knows who I've been reading the book the past few days, poor people, it's been rough getting through. All right. Nookie is transactional. And I ain't touching your little dill. Kathy. Oh, goodness. Touching your little dill. That's so good. I gotta write that down. I know I'll forget. There's got to be a way I can incorporate it into something. What are we going to do next year if there's not a show, people? We have to start thinking now. We have to start planning and preparing. Oh. We do have the Meghan and Harry stuff going on. We're doing that on the other channel. That'll be an ongoing drama because she's the gift that keeps on giving too. As is he, but her just like more so. All right. I saw you put another comment in there, Nisa Nisa, but I didn't see if you put the pronunciation prior to that. I would have skipped over it if you did. I apologize. It's the mad cow disease. It is the mad cow disease. Yeah. She's away. She's depressed now because she's not queen. Yeah, like when things were going good and she thought she was top wife and maybe even earned top wife, but then realized top wife includes nobody likes you. Only Cody. Woohoo! What a prize. I don't know. I just feel like she's acting. She doesn't have much of a personality, quite frankly. Even in the happy early years, she's awkward television. She always seems to not be connecting with people. She seems to be in her own world. And maybe that's what narcissists look like. I don't know. Allegedly. And Ruth doesn't care. All right, whatever. I get also, this is a channel. She doesn't have to see any of this. I get the bullying when it comes to people who are going directly to her Instagram and writing comments to her that are really negative, and we don't say anything horrible. We don't like tell her, all the horrible stuff that people do when they're bullying, what they should do to themselves and how they shouldn't be around anymore. And so we never do any of that. We poke fun. My goodness. We're snarky. And this is not, we don't do it directly at her. I do it on my channel. Wouldn't it be interesting if she ever watched this and read through all the comments? Wouldn't it be funny if she was here right now? She could be. We always have somebody who's making a comment that I'm like, a real Robin supporter there, aren't you? Nisa Nissa. Is it actual depression or victim behavior, though? Good question. Arrogance, a perfect word for her. Yeah. Really seems sour gummy. I like that name. Having an opinion isn't bullying. That's true. We're not throwing bricks. Yeah, we're not. No one's going directly at her. This is a public forum. Free speech. Welcome to America. You can say whatever you want. People. I could say people are bullying me when they write nasty things underneath my videos. Free speech. Helps the algorithm. I almost want to write that. Like, I'm so tempted when I read something that's like really nasty, or just like, who does this lady think she is? Or, oh, she's terrible, or she's boring, or whatever. And I'm like, well, then why are you watching? Like, I'm so confused, but then I realize these are just the kind of people that enjoy poking and are trying to start up conflict and fights and all that. And so I don't want to feed into it, but I'm so tempted to just put smiley faces and go, thank you so much for your comment. I don't, though. I don't, because I know it's not right to just don't fuel it. She has poor behavior and now she's pouting. Yeah, there you go. Oh, thank you. Look at all the bless yous. I apologize. Hopefully that'll be the only one for tonight. We'll see. Spin-off Shanna Banana. Very, very good point. I would love a spin-off. And I think that Cody could even guest star on it if he needed money. That'd be so good. I don't think he would. I think that he thinks he can for the next 5 to 10 years continue to do reality TV and be on Dancing with the Stars and Big Brother, and just like everybody's going to want him. What he doesn't realize is once the show's over, nobody's going to care about him at all. The only reason he's on Special Forces right now is because the show is still airing. They don't really care about past has-beens on any of these shows. So I don't think that's going to happen. So once he realizes, wow, there's no more money, and oh my gosh, all the sister wives went and got these careers and are doing really well in their careers, and Robin did nothing but take their money, thief. I just think it'll make for such good television. But I don't want Robin involved. I don't want them to get double the money, and I don't care. You can't trust anything out of her mouth anyway. You don't know what's a lie. She's not interesting. She doesn't make for good TV. I think a lot of our frustrations with her, in fact, are because of the things that Cody says about her, which makes us not like her. So she's got him to thank, quite frankly. I was shocked at the going to the end of the book. Okay, I'm not gonna go to the end. All right, what else do we have here? Let's see. All right. Okay. There's a little bit of jumping around, so the timeline is not completely linear because each chapter is kind of a different concept. She tries to put them in order, but then every now and then she'll talk about something that is out of sequence. And there are a couple times that there was almost literal repetitions. I'm like, we literally read that sentence in a few chapters ago. So we could have said it a different way or maybe just left it out. It would have been fine. All right. I thought this line spoke volumes. Here we go. This is Christine says, I used to rib Cody that the show was called Sister Wives, not Cody and the Sister Wives, which is so true, right? Look at the thumbnail now. Now it looks like the Cody and Robin show, guest starring OG3. Thumbnail's the worst. Alexandria sent me a really cute picture. I don't like dead space here, but I didn't think about it ahead of time. I'll try to remember for next week to get it. She saw it on Reddit somewhere and somebody redid the thumbnail. Well, I redid the thumbnail. I just made the OG3 bigger and I made them smaller in the back because to me, they're more important. This person one-upped me. They like 10-upped me. It was so much better. Whoever made it, I don't know. But I'll show it to you another time. Anyway, the point being, it really irks me that TLC is also kind of pushing forward the agenda of like, it's called Sister Wives. Why are the Sister Wives all the way in the back of the picture, small, and the foreground has Cody and Robin? I don't get that. It would have been so good to have Cody and Robin small in the back because it just would have like stirred them up, you know? At least it would for Cody. I don't know if Robin cares about anything. She doesn't have personality. Although she does fuss and complain and talk like this when she gets upset at things. She gets that like whiny voice. It's annoying. Okay. I'll go on. I used to rib Cody that the show was called Sister Wives, not Cody and the Sister Wives. And he'd say, but it's really about me. And then he'd go on to say that he was the most dynamic of them all. And she would say, you're the most dramatic of them all, not dynamic. I love it. But I believe that hook, line, and sinker. You know he thought he was the most important person on the show from jump. So like in the interviews, he would always kind of take over. He really had this like suave. He thought women were into him. He did. It's actually good that he did because it's fun to watch. Oh, goodness. And then she goes on to say that was his reputation all the way back in school. He always had an ego. Well, who is the perfect person to go into a faith that practices polygamy and makes the man the head of everything and the woman submit and be secondary to him? He's the head of the finances. He's the head of decision making. He's the head of everything except for making money. He'll take their money and then divvy it out how he wants. Like, it's just for somebody with an ego who thinks he's great. I don't think he paused when he found out that his mom joined it. He's like, oh, I don't know. My mom joined this faith. I wasn't so sure. Oh, right. He probably was planning on doing it before she ever did. As soon as I get out of this mission work, I'm going to find myself a career where I get to just drive. Speaking of driving, do you love how, again, here we go, all the stuff on Reddit and all the stuff that I've watched on YouTube videos, and I probably am guilty of repeating it myself. Hopefully I said I heard this. I try to do that. The convertible car that would drive me crazy at the beginning, and everybody kept writing, not everybody, not like you guys, not anybody who's on the live stream here right now, no real sister friends, like the riffraff that ends up in the comment section of videos would say, oh no, He had that car. He won that car because he was so good at sales. This is what makes me think it's him writing these things, or Robin. He won that car or earned that car from the whole live water business that he had before. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I guess possibly. I mean, never even heard of live water. And actually, since I've heard about it from the show, the fact they were selling this live water stuff, I still have never heard it. You know how like it's that whole new car syndrome where you get a new car and then all of a sudden it looks like everybody on the street is driving the same car that you're driving. Like you just become hypersensitive to things. That's how it is with many things in life, right? So I'm thinking I'm going to see who are the kind of people that are selling this live water thing that I have never heard of, saw a commercial for, an advertisement, somebody on Facebook talking about that they sell. This live water stuff. Never heard of it. Still never heard of it. So I'm like, but I mean, like maybe it's like really she and exclusive, and he earned a car because they're like $20 a bottle and they have gold specks in the bottom or something. I don't know. I know nothing about it. It's possible. Mary Kay gives out pink cars. So maybe he could have. And I just left it at that. Like, oh, okay. If you say so. I guess that makes sense. But then I would go on to say, okay, but like if I were him and I had a family with this many kids and I won that car, that weekend I'd be going to a dealership and selling it or trading it in for something that held more people and was more practical. But according to the book, more than once, Christine says he got that after they got the show. After the show. Can you believe? I'm going to blow my nose. Let me put my... demute. Okay. Amy thinks that there's still going to be a show of some sort. Maybe. Christine seems to be over it and ready to move on. And she's, making money hand over fist with her Airbnbs, of which, what does she have? 3 of them now? And now she wants to start almost like a ML, and it's not an MLM, but it's like helping other people do it too. And then she would end up with a percentage. I mean, that's just business. A lot of people are really slamming her and saying, she's making an MLM. That's all they can do are MLMs. It's I don't know if she's planning on it going down any more levels. I think she just wants to have it's like an assistant or a subordinate or somebody that you're helping, and for your time to help them and find the property and train them and everything, you get a percentage back of what they earn at the Airbnb. So that's just business. That's what business is. So she's got that. Janelle's got the flower farm eventually going. But in the meantime, they have their online t-shirts and an apron. Somebody, was it Joni? Was it you? Somebody wrote that they got the apron and loved it. Well, I don't know if that's the same person who said that. I remember a couple weeks ago, somebody got the apron from Tata Farm's website and said that it's fantastic and they loved it. And maybe it was Joni, maybe it wasn't. But then last night or Sunday night, at some point this week, somebody, I think it was Joni, who said that her husband wanted to get one too because he liked her apron so much. And actually they have really cool looking manly ones that look like they're like a brown leather kind of apron that looks very much like it's for grilling. Anyway, or there's her apron, any apron you want, but they make quality stuff. And it's so good that Cody didn't want t-shirts. And they're making a killing on t-shirts. It's so good. It's so good. All right. I put a box around this one sentence. It's not just Christine. It's the whole Brown family. She wrote, I wasn't great at conversations, period. It's right after this. She's like, oh, I realized I could be pretty selfish, but I wonder if that's just self-care needs. I saw that I asked my kids questions, but I didn't wait for answers. I just answered them. I wasn't great at conversations. Nobody in that family is good at communicating. Nobody. The amount of times people will say, oh, I didn't know she was thinking that. Or I wonder where she's going. Or I wonder what she thinks about this. The wondering goes on all the time, but nobody takes the time to sit down and ask questions. It's crazy to me. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of really deep conversations, but I think possibly there is with Janelle and her kids, because Maddie seems like she goes deep. Maddie seems very self-analytical. Yeah. And possibly the boys too. Hard to say. They don't get as much airtime. But Janelle doesn't pry. And she keeps her cards close to her chest. So she's also not a great communicator in that regard, because she's just not sharing everything she's thinking and feeling. Now, maybe she does, like with Maddie and all her kids. It's possible. It's possible it's just the camera that they're holding everything back from. Could be. All right. Got a couple more digs written here. Dig, pig, dig. There's little comments on the side. So when I go to make a video, every time there's a dig at Robin, I wrote it down. Every time Cody was a pig, I wrote pig. So we have dig and pig all written all over this book. Oh, gosh. All right. Threats to level. What does that mean? You can choose to. Oh, I don't know what that word is. That doesn't say level, but I don't want to take the time to figure it out. This was disgusting. Christine writes, if I complained about our marriage on the show, Cody spent less time with me and the kids. So she wasn't allowed to complain about her marriage when the cameras were running, because Cody would punish her and withdraw his time from her and her kids, his kids. He would not see his kids as a punishment to Christine for mentioning their marriage on the show. And he would say, quote, well, we can choose to fight or we can choose not to, and I'll stay. So that's why she had to be sweet and nice every time he came over. Because if she brought up something controversial, he'd be like, listen, I'm going to walk out the door. Do you want me to stay? Be nice, Christine. Behave. Be on your best behavior. He tells her more than anyone, more than any of the kids. I've seen him tell Christine that she needed to monitor her behavior more than I've seen him say it to his children. Okay. Cody has always withdrawn his attention when he's angry with one of us. And then she goes on to say that he does do love bombing. When Janelle would just like up and leave, he'd be like, oh, okay, let me change and be really nice to the ones that are still left here. Because I need somebody to watch all these kids and I need somebody else to bring in income. But when when Janelle left, she was still providing money to the family because that's Janelle. No give and take in the relationship. The mantra was always make Cody happy. Ugh. Liz. I don't know. But if there's a criteria, I know who fits it. Reality TV breakdown. Yes, that's my other channel. And there's a link to it under every single one of my videos. If you click on the show notes where it says more info, and it has like names of songs that were in it and disclaimer on copyright and just like all that kind of information, there's always a link there. And on my main page, So if you're not in a video, but you just go to Senior Perspective on Sister Wives and you're on the main page and you scroll through, it'll be like live streams, upcoming stuff, videos recommended for you, or I don't remember what all the titles are, but at the very bottom, there's more channels or something. And then you can click on that as well to get to reality TV breakdown. And that is where we are currently. And it's getting good because they're now engaged. We are halfway through this book. Can you believe it? Everybody who's there on Wednesday nights? Not quite halfway because this is the beginning of the book, but almost halfway through the book. Revenge by Tom Bauer. It's crazy good. Okay. This is a funny line. Do you guys remember this? When I first met Robin, I noticed she cried often. Can I just say, Christine's humor in this book is spot on. She is funny. She made me laugh out loud. I've always said Mary's the funny one. Never been a big fan of Mary, but she always makes me laugh. And then I'm like, Christine thinks she's funny, but she's kind of okay funny. No, like in this book where she sat down and took the time to write this all out, funny. And I can see it being her. Like, I don't think somebody went in there, a ghostwriter went in and said, let's put some jokes. Like, they're exactly the kind of thing that Christine would say. I laughed out loud a bunch of times. And sometimes it was just the way things were written that I just thought that was brilliant. And this is the beginning of a paragraph. When I first met Robin, I noticed she cried often. I just remember laughing. Oh. And then she goes on to say, I saw it as sincere. See, now we talked about this when we were reading through the book too. Christine has a masterful way of writing about Robin and her characteristics and not saying she was sincere. She said, I saw it as sincere. ... I now know better. You know, she writes it in such a way that, it could be interpreted anyway, but we know what the intent was. Let's see. Okay, here. Actually, this was actually the line that I was using as an example, but she does this a bunch in the book. Okay, so she says, when I first met Robin, I noticed she cried often. I saw it as sincere. She's an emotional person who's in tune with her feelings, which I just thought was a dig, but all right, we're going to look at that as positive. And then she said, I thought she was altruistic and kind, and I believed she wanted what was best for everyone. Translation, I was duped. I had the wool pulled over my eyes. She doesn't want what's best for everyone. She's not kind. She's not altruistic. But she doesn't say that. She doesn't go on to say that. It's like she just kind of lets it hang there then, and then she moves on, which I think is kind of brilliant. I don't know that Robin or Cody will pick up on it. I think it's too subtle for them. Maybe Robin, just because she's street smart, so she has a way that she can be biting with her tongue, so she might go, I know what you're doing there. Cody won't get it. All right. And did you find it shocking that when they moved to Vegas, Christine, being close in proximity to Robin, just a couple houses down, was, according to her, excited at first because she thought that their relationship would get closer because they live so close to each other. Now, mind you, Mary could have bought the house right next to Robin, or was it 2 down? I think Christine was like 3 down. I want to say it was next door, but it was really, really close. Mary could have bought that house, but she wanted something bigger. So Mary ended up being like 5 miles away. And then complaining that all the kids didn't drive 5 miles to always go hang out at her house, but they would have hung out at her house had she been at the house. She didn't need to have anything huge for all the kids to come hang out. The kids don't care. They don't care. If she would just had food in her house and it was clean and there was plenty of seats for them to sit on or even a carpeted floor for them to hang out on, they would have all been hanging out at Mary's house. They would have, because that's what they're used to doing. They were used to all hanging out at Mary's because the little ones were all like running around and there was craziness in all the other houses. So they could go to Mary's where it was quiet and the teenagers could just talk teenager stuff. Shot herself in the foot on that one. Should have taken the house. They were nice houses. It wasn't like she was getting a slum house. It was temporary until well, at that time, they didn't know I don't think they even knew they were going to be, no, they didn't. At the time they got those houses, they just thought they were going to be buying more houses somewhere or building the big house or doing something, buying land, whatever it is. But it was clear that it was going to be temporary, these homes, these rentals. So that was a missed opportunity on her part because I think that the kids would have been over a lot at her place. So at any rate, Christine says, well, Robin's here and we're not really getting along. So this is good. This is good. And of course, Truly and Solomon were going to be about the same age. And the little ones were the same, her littles, as they called them, were the same ages as Robin's littles. And the girls would all play together. So she thought, okay, this is good. This is good. But she goes on to say, I felt like I could never pop in over there because Cody was always there. I could see his car in the driveway, and our kids could too. So sad. This goes back to the communication piece. The fact that she wouldn't say something to Cody about, she couldn't say anything to Robin. We learned that in the book. Anytime you talk to a sister wife to try to resolve a conflict of like, oh, it's really, you're monopolizing his time. Don't talk to her about our relationship and your relationship. Mind your own business. That's the other part of this faith that blows my mind. When there's iniquities and somebody's getting something way more than you're getting and you're getting the short end of the stick, you're not allowed to speak up. You can't defend yourself. You got to mind your own business and don't compare. Well, why not? I don't understand. If I'm getting a job as a speech therapist and there's another speech therapist and we both graduated from the same college and we're going in and we're starting on the job, we have the same level of experience and she gets paid more than I get paid, I'm bringing it up. You can't say don't compare. Yeah, I can. There's lots of times in life you're allowed to compare. Not always. Not always. There are times you just need to let things slide. But by and large, making it fair is just defending yourself. At least speak up for yourself, even if it doesn't become fair. And then you can sleep at night. Hey, I noticed. Blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Don't say anything. I would just be like, okay. I tried. And I think Christine took it in and I probably would have too at her age. So in all fairness, but Christine was like so hurt by it and I can't voice my opinion anymore. And everyone's getting offended and hurt. I just got to be the happy, bubbly one. Poor thing. Oh. Here's another dig. I gotta make another video. I keep thinking back to what it had been like in Wyoming. Now, BR period of time, right? If we could get back to that place, I would stay for eternity. And then she goes on to say how she thought things would even out over time. Again, it's like I think that's some of those lines are a direct. I'm writing this to Robin right now. Our life with Cody was fabulous in the BR period of time before Robin. And the BS period of time, BS being everything after Robin came, didn't turn out to be that way. And I kept waiting for that to go back and be like it was back in Wyoming. But it never was. Not that it was perfect in Wyoming either. You know, Janelle picked up and left at times. It appears that every time Janelle left wasn't necessarily a Cody fight as much as it was, according to at least one of the stories Christine writes in the book, she got fed up with Mary and just said, I can't do it anymore. And Cody probably didn't have her back. And so then she really left. Because if Cody would have been like, you're right, let me talk to Mary and let's get this all smoothed out, then, you know, that's like what somebody who's had half a brain and somewhat leadership skills might be able to look at the situation, observe it, and take care of it and handle it. But no. All right. Oh, does it really, Shanna Banana? Special Forces pays each contestant $100,000. Oh, puke. Really upsets me that they pay him that no matter how far along they get in that. Um, is this Christine or Janelle Wendy? She said she only left because her needs weren't being met. Nothing about the kids. Because I could see either one of those. This is all a good example. Why not to be in polygamy? Yep. Mary said, I think we all like different wives. I think we do. This sister friend community is a diverse community. Everyone has different favorites. I don't think there's any Robins. Every now and then in the comment section of videos, I'll get kind of backlash in the defending of Robin, of which sometimes it's like that. It's not even what I was saying in the video. Did you listen? And so like the left brain side of me wants to go, honey child, go back and watch the video again, because that's not what I said. You're upset about something I never said, but I don't. J. Lou, I hope Potato Farms will be up and running by the time we move to Florida. We're getting a camper van so that we can travel. Oh, that would be amazing. I do. I hope it is up and running soon. And I just want to know what that next show. Not that we know that there's a show. And Christine, of course, didn't hint at anything. She just said, I can't even believe there's going to be a 20. And I get that she said, how are they even going to get a season 20? Because she's gone. She's not involved anymore. I'll tell you how you do a season 20 and a 21, actually. Finances. You get somebody to go through the books and the finances, and then you get a lawsuit involved, suing for money. Ho, 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 ho. I mean, it's a win-win-win-win-win. The viewers are tickled pink. We are thrilled. We feel like justice was served, and it's sort of like, okay, all right, like the happy ending to the book. And then the women got their money back. I mean, that'd be fantastic. TLC gets ratings out the roof. They make a ton of money, millions they're making. Fantastic. And then the sister wives get all their money back, including Christine. All of them. They all go in as like a class action suit against Cody and Robin collectively. And then use video footage from the show, even like when Robin said, well, this house is an asset to the whole family. It's not mine. Like, it's just going to be a family asset after we move onto Coyote Pass. Oh, really, Robin? It does bother me that they let Cody get away with so much financially. So much. Ugh. Okay. I have a star next to this. But I usually write LOL or a smiley face if it's funny. I don't even know if I caught this the first time, but because I was underlining something else just about like stats and facts. But a funny line from Christine. She said, after Robin had Solomon in October of 2011, about 10 months. Okay, I take it back. She said about 10 months after we moved to Vegas. I thought she said 10 minutes. About 10 minutes after we moved to Vegas, all of a sudden they had this baby. That would have been funny. That's what she should have written. That would have been funny. All right. That was disgusting, though, wasn't it? The fact that he stayed with her 2 weeks before the birth and 2 weeks afterwards. She got a full month, and Christine didn't even get 2 days. Maybe she got 2 days. She got about 2 days with Truly. And Christine begged him and said, I need your help. Please. Nope. Ask your sister wives for help if you need help, Christine. And yet, Robin never did. He never told her to do that. Or if he did, she didn't listen to him and he just let it go. This is good. This is a good book. This book is like validation. I feel like for a couple years now, we're just sitting here going, ah. And so Christine did a really good job of letting us know, you're right. We're not going to gaslight you. You're not crazy. It was inconsistent. It was unfair. It was, Cody was a jerk and Robin was selfish and self-absorbed. Okay. All right, let me check out the chat here. Make sure. Scroll. What's really funny, Cody thinks he's some kind of actor. I agree with you, Mom Squirrel. And he thinks he's a model and an actor. Cue the cheating rumors if he goes on Dancing with the Stars. Oh, I don't think Robin would allow it. I feel like she would say, there's got to be another way you can make money. Look into Big Brother or look into Survivor or something. But I don't think she'd want him touching another woman and having be so gross watching him trying to be romantic. Ugh. And he'd be so bad at it that, yeah. Oh, right. The car and the motorcycle. I forget. We got Moo and Oink. Yes. Cody was in sales. That was Cody's job. He was in sales. She did say sales, not sales. Well, I think, shoot. I spent about 5 hours cleaning my garage today. Not on the plan. I was looking for potting soil. The next thing you know, those are what a mess. And it's not even all done. I didn't even get to all of it. It's disgusting. Much better now. But the point being, I forgot I have another video that I uploaded and it's ready to go. So that will go out. Last night, this is like deja vu, everybody. Last night I was sitting here going, I'll probably do it after this unless I'm too tired. Then I'll do it first thing in the morning. I feel like the exact same thing. Okay. So This I found as like a little suggestion. And she didn't really talk about specific times and dates when I would have loved her addressing the Mormon underwear, the the garments. She just mentioned, after she got married, she had to wear them. It was difficult to cover them, and that when they stopped wearing them because it was so hot in Vegas and they weren't really a part of the church anymore, life was easier. And that's basically it. But here, at the beginning of this one chapter, let's see. Having our own homes allowed each of us to grow. I no longer coordinated parties, handled lesson plans, mediated relationships. My role within the large family seemed to evaporate. I felt like I could breathe for the first time in years without walking on eggshells in my own living room. I loved it. If the kids hadn't been there, I would have danced Tom Cruise style through the house in an Oxford shirt and long Mormon underwear. I don't know why, but I when we were reading this, was thinking they were in their permanent Vegas homes at this time. So that was a little ways. But I don't know for certain. Again, not a whole lot of dates. In an interview, I heard Christine admit that she got some stuff wrong in the book. I'm like, yeah, you did. Afterwards, I realized I mixed up some of the dates, some of the timelines, some of the stuff was, but it's fine. It's fine. She's still saying it's fine. She said in the book she was going to stop saying it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine for those of us who really like to know details. Okay. And then we were talking money. Let me see if I can switch our banners here. Let's see. I am happy that she started addressing money anyway. I mean, it's better than not talking about it at all, or it's better than just literally reiterating everything that was on the show. Again, we did get a lot of what was on the show for the second time. But let me just say, anybody whose name is not listed, who may have signed up in the past 6 days, I apologize because it may not be showing up here. Because the ones that are scrolling down below are exclusive SOS supporters. So now I'm going to do the big supporters and the keep the lights on level supporters. That didn't work. Let's try that one more time, Jenny. Big supporters. Copy. Paste. So I apologize. You can always tell me your name and I'll add it. I don't have it in here. So big supporters. Oh, I'm going to run out of space, I think. Let's do it this way. I'm going to get rid of the titles of big supporters and keep the lights on so I can get more names in here. Aaliyah. Okay, we need Crafty Florida Lady, Shaniqua Smith, Lynn Skinner, and Knit My Bit. Can we get those in there? Paste. This Crafty Florida Lady's name was starting to be in there, so it was, I had CRA, so it was like CRA, so it was Cray Cray Florida Lady. Cray Cray Florida Lady. That's hysterical. All right. And we're up to Shaniqua. Copy. Yay, they all fit now. Okay, we just don't have titles, that's all. Save. And show. Here we go. There's everybody else. Okay, so money. We're talking money. According to her, before the show, they lived in absolute poverty. That's how she described it. If I needed money for kids' shoes or food, I had to ask the family. Even though I worked, the money went in the family pot. And it often went to other things, so I never had enough, even for groceries. This is where I want her to just start to share how that makes her feel now. Let's not even say how that made you feel then, because I feel like there was such a cloud over their eyes, this filter that was just blinding them from seeing reality and just accepting the way things were. So let's look at it objectively now. How does that make you feel to see Cody in designer jewelry, designer watches, designer clothing, expensive cars, sports cars, and you are begging for money for food for your children, and you don't always get it? We saw on the show all the way to when they were putting the wrestling mats in there. She was still negotiating with him and saying, you can have my entire garage, all that square footage. Can I have more money to buy food for my kids? It's on film. It's the episode where he was wrestling with his mission partner. And now we know for a fact TLC did pay the family one lump sum, which is good. McKelty said she never really knew. She never paid attention, never really asked, which I get. As a kid, I wouldn't either. I would be like, it is what it is. But as an adult, especially an adult going back and watching these shows and seeing how everyone's acting, I would be asking questions now. That's what blows my mind, that there's no communication still going on about things that happened in the past. I mean, it's a part of your lives collectively as a family. It's what partly molded how your parents think right now based on how they were treated back then. They were being withheld and struggling to make ends meet while watching him live high off the hog and having steak dinners every other night out. Frustrating. All right. Cody and his self-love. That's right. Janet wants to know, anyone know if Christine actually brought Cody to court for him to pay child support? I've been seeing things online about this, but I wonder if it's true. Well, she did sue him for, I believe, back child support and custody, maybe not the custody part. I don't know. But everything's been sealed. So yes, she did go out to sue him. There was a date a couple weeks ago. It was like on a Tuesday or something like that they were supposed to meet, but everything is sealed. So any one of those thumbnails you click on and it said, and then Christine said this in court, and then he said this, and then she looked down and she was all, it's all cosplay. It's all made up fiction, what somebody thinks is going to happen. But they don't present it that way. They say this is what happened. Nobody knows. Everything is sealed until one of them that was in the courtroom comes out and speaks to the press. And if that happens, you're going to see those interviews everywhere. So it's not just going to be one thumbnail of somebody saying, here's the whole conversation that happened, and then nobody else is talking about it. All right. Well, this is a really good point, Joni. The only reason he joined the AUB was to prove to Big Daddy Win that he wasn't a daisy. Yeah, he may have needed to try to prove something, and that's one way to do it. Have lots of wives. Christine has been to school for real estate. Yep. She got her real estate degree. She also went to community college for, I think she was going there to get a degree, like the foundational stuff to get a degree in education, but she probably never actually got the community. Well, unless she was just going to the community college to get like a 2-year certificate in early childhood care. That could be. All right. 5 nights at the Wooley retreat. $2,383 for 5 nights. Yeah, damn, the girl's making money. Damn, Christine, that's right, Wendy. Ooh, but and for anybody who doesn't live on the West Coast, it's expensive to get there too. Because I even looked into it. I thought, I'll go in the off season. I'll find some time. I can work from home. I can work virtually on a lot of my jobs. I could be streaming from there. As long as I have Wi-Fi there, I can have laptop, can travel. However, I looked at the flights going into St. Louis and then connecting to, I don't know if it's actually Moab. It's like, I think a city nearby. And I'm like, then you still have to rent a car. So I'm like, okay, so it just makes the most sense to just fly into St. Louis and then just rent the car there and drive. But it was like 4 hours of a drive. It was 3 hours maybe. There's somewhere between 3 and 4 hours to get there. Like there's an entire day gone. And then you have to turn around and do it going back. And it wasn't cheap. And I just thought, I just can't justify this. I can't. But when Janelle opens up her little cottages on her property, I'm going to be there on the first day, streaming it, showing all of you. J. Lou, when Christine was pregnant with True, she became a hermit. That is so interesting to me that when she was pregnant with her children, that she took on the personality of each one of those kids when she was pregnant with them. That is kind of cool. That's neat. I feel like I was the same person through all my pregnancies, so that didn't happen to me. But I think it's sweet because she really connected with them for sure. I wonder how many guests swipe souvenirs from her Airbnb. Yeah, it's a good question. Sad to think about, but like even if they just took a washcloth or something, this was from Christine's. Could never put it online. There'd be no incentive for me to do it because I'd want to show all of you and then I'd be busted. So there you go. In jail. Oh, Knit My Bit gifted 10. Whoops, let me see if I can find it over here. Here we go. Knit My Bit gifted 10 senior perspective on Sister Wives memberships. Thank you very much, Knit My Bit. So 10 people are going to get notified that they have a 1-month subscription. Appreciate you. Now I really have to stay on top of everyone's name for next week. I almost never do. There's only one other time that I've ever not been up to date on all the names, and this was the second time. But now there's going to be 10 more names, so I'm going to have to stay on top of it for next week. Make sure that all the scrolling down below is up to date. Raiders Ma has been a member for 5 months. Yay, Raiders Ma. And Hollywood Deli Podcast. Cody said, pragmatic, aka I picked them to use them. Oh, yes, he did, didn't he? I picked them to use them. He said that he's talked about his wives being like objects and things, and he's done the same thing with his kids. Remember, even Robin's kids. I'm not here to teach them anything. I'm just here to use their labor. I'm like, Cody, that was your outside voice. Stop. The man with no filter. The man with it's not an admirable trait. That's all I'm going to say. It's not an admirable trait. All right, we are going to try to put these comments on the screen again, and hopefully we don't crash. So as the new comments come up, they should be showing up right over here and scrolling up. They go up to about, I think they only go up to about here. But the last 2 times I did it, all of a sudden I disappeared and everything was buffering. So It's in the beta mode right now with StreamYard. So we'll see. Okay. That way you can see them there as well. Okay, they're not very big. I don't have an option to increase the size of them, so you just have to look closely. Or I can't control the size of this either, actually. It just is what it is. Okay, but Hollywood Deli Podcast, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it so much. Okay. Cried often, that's an understatement. Oh my, I'm like an hour behind in this chatter, and I scroll, Jenny, scroll. Just let a whole bunch go by. Oh my. Patrick is here. Donna Miller's here. I think the IRS would have to do a lot of digging. I mean, oh, what's such a great show? That is right up my alley. Like a crime show, finance show. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know why I let myself get excited about it because I know it's not going to happen. Nadine is here. Hi, Nadine. Nicole is here. Hello. Okay. Moving on. What else do we have here about money? I'll probably just do a separate video on money. Oh, the way he controlled the money was manipulative beyond all means. I'm not going to tell you how much money I'm going to give you or how much money you need. You tell me. See how good I am? See what a great husband I am? You tell me how much money you need, and I'll see to it that you get that money. And you know they're going to like literally try to figure it out to the penny, both Christine and Janelle. Well, what do I need? Well, we should do like 3 casserole dishes a week. And, and just figuring it all out, not figuring in any going out to eat. No, we can't afford that. Just the basic, like if I get that in bulk, let's see, how much do I need in a week? If I divide up and we do our bulk shopping, that would be, that they figured out like to the penny. And Robin got all the rest. She got the rest. Christine basically came out and said it in the book. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. No wonder she had to keep negotiating for more because, she's, you said you only needed this much. Why do you need more now? Well, the kids are growing. They eat more. Poor Christine. She had all those boys. She had everybody over at her house all the time eating. I assumed anything left over would remain in the main account. That's what there's no accounting for. And that's what I want to know if Janelle has any records of. I doubt it early on. I doubt she made copies of anything. She was so trusting. I just want to know if before she left the family, if she was able to get in there and make copies of things. And Cody was not lying when he said everybody had access to that account. Christine admits in the book, I could have gone and seen how much was in the family account. Which means she could have probably asked them while she was there, if her name was on it, for a ledger. She wouldn't have done it because then she'd fear that they would tell Cody that she came in and asked for a ledger. And he's like, what are you doing? You're probably planning on stealing all the money and leaving, blah. And then it turns into a big fight and everything is a hot mess. She just trusted. She just believed. She just let it go. But she could have gotten in there. So he wasn't lying when he said that. I'm like, that's not true. That's not whoever's name's on it. That's all who can look at it. You think he put everyone's name on it? No, I doubt it. I bet he didn't even put Robin's name on it because he's the one that would go give it to her. She didn't need to go get it. That's a chore. It's something she has to do. She can't even get up in the morning to get breakfast to her kids. No way she's going to drive to a bank and figure out finances. I mean, how does anybody figure that out? Where would the bank be? There's so many banks. I don't know. What do I say when I get in there? My son is doing a second interview at a bank this week. If you could throw a little prayer out there for him. Job market's not great right now. He has a couple little leads, and he has stuff he could do make money to get by until he gets something. But he really does want this bank job. He's very, very interested in it matches up with what he really wants to do. And it's probably the lowest paying one of all of the jobs that he's applying to right now and the interviews that he's involved in that. But it's the one he wants, so I hope he gets it. Because he's just a single guy. He can live on it. I mean, it's more money he's ever had. And he'd be like the head of the tech and data department because it's a very small bank with just a couple branches. So it would be good. It would be good for him. All right. Anyway, sorry to make it about me right now. All right. What else? Oh, she talked about the job. She was very kind to Robin to not just say, and Robin started looking for a job as soon as she joined the family, but 15 years later, she's still looking. Just that elusive job she was never able to find. They get a little bit of money. He always wants to blow it. Christine's like, can we get some grass? Can we get a yard? Really? No, we want a vacation because Cody doesn't care if there's grass or a yard. He doesn't run around and play out there. He likes a vacation because he doesn't think about his wives and he certainly doesn't think about his kids. So she goes on to say, I love this part. We also constantly tried to come up with other business ideas so we'd have something sustainable when the show ended. We talked about becoming realtors, of which Janelle and Christine did become realtors. They just didn't really work as realtors, but they have the certificate. I have to keep it up, so they probably aren't realtors right now. But at any rate, Mary and I started our own online shop selling clothing through a franchise, of which Mary continues to do and is doing quite well for herself in that business. And then she got Christine involved in it. Cody always had a scheme. That's it. Robin created some neat jewelry. Oh, that's what I love. That was just another. I forgot to write dig there. That I underlined it, but funny. Robin created some neat jewelry and then developed the My Sister Wives Closet concept. Because I really never went much further than that. Oh, goodness. And then she describes the pieces that she had. This is so good too. This is another dig. We all did our best to promote them online, and we displayed them at a few trade shows, but the business never took off. So that was her business. Now, see, nobody was helping Christine with her business. She started her business and then she was running it. And Mary started her business and she was running it. Eventually, Janelle did the same, started a business and is running it. Robin had an idea with some neat jewelry and never really got off the ground, even though she solicited and required all 4 people to help, 3 sister wives and Cody, of which all of them didn't want to help, including Mary. Mary wanted to go back to school. Mary eventually did help. But I thought this was going to be something we were all going to do, even though I'm constantly saying it's my idea and my business. Translation, I don't know what to do, so I need you all to do all the. I mean, I didn't want to work. Gosh, like make a phone call. Who do I call? I don't know. Like, there's no way. There's no way she had any clue. It never took off. Yep. And I like that Christine said, when I manage my own finances. See, now this is where we kind of jump, because we talk about the fact that all the money went in the family pot. Okay. And then they all got their individual jobs. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know where it is, but I'm pretty sure in the book she says that they kept their money from their individual jobs, which is why it's hysterical that Cody was so upset that Janelle didn't give back that money, even though he gave her seed money to get it started. Yeah. I don't know how much seed money he gave her to start Plexus, because then she eventually did Plexus, and she also had Strive with Janelle. That I don't know if that took off or not, but I'd sign up if she started doing it again. Janelle, you want to do some Strive stuff? You can counsel me. It'd be fun. Oh my gosh, I'd love it. I would do what she told me to too. I struggle to do what my exercise person and what my doctor tells me to do. But if Janelle told me to do it, I would do it. I wouldn't want to disappoint her. I don't know my doctor that well. But Janelle, I feel like I know her. I feel like she's family. Oh, Janelle. Come on, get that Strive thing back up and again. I'll pay for your whatever program, the counseling or whatever it is you did. So yes, she had that. And this whole time, Robin did nothing. Well, of course she did nothing. She didn't need to do anything. She had so much money. She had all their money. That family money kept going into the family account. So this is where I want to know, at this point, were they starting to say, okay, everybody puts their family money together, but I'm still going to give you your portion. Anything you make is your own bonus money. I think I remember hearing somewhere that's how it went. But don't quote me on where I heard it. Could have just been a blogger who made it up. Could have been McKelty, could have been on the show. I don't know. Not on the show. They didn't really talk finances on the show. After that, what I want to know is, I'm guessing at one point in the past, like 3 years or so, TLC stopped giving them lump family money, especially because most of the kids were grown, even though they weren't part of it and they weren't contractually, like it was, I think that was the idea of the money too. Like there's all these kids and that, let me just give you a lump sum. TLC's really bad at doing that. It ended up being a hot mess for the Duggars too. So I want to know, I'm guessing that in the past 2 or 3 years, TLC started paying each one of the wives and Cody individually, that they just split it up 5 ways, the money. And that's what I wanted. Like, that's the kind of stuff I wanted to know in here. Like, when did that happen? What was that like? Christine, were you the one that went to TLC and said, listen, I got one foot out the door. I don't want to be paid as part of the family anymore. How can you pay us all individually? Because I won't get my money if you give it to Cody. I can't imagine them saying, nope, that's the way we do it. Like, I'm sure that they had to start paying individually. Oh, like number 84. Thank you, Patrick, for hitting the like button. Yeah, yes. The negotiation was that she wanted more time with Cody and for her kids. It wasn't about money. Yeah, he had a whole conversation and his brain was on. He was convinced it was all about money because in his world, it's all about money. He could not see the value of time with anybody because I don't think he saw the value in any kind of relationships. I think Robin serviced him well, and so that's her value, quite frankly. And he thought she was pretty. She's so pretty. She's pretty arm candy. Not so pretty anymore, quite frankly. The OG3 are all better looking than she is, but I mean, like, yeah, Cody, I don't know, 20 years ago. She looks older than all the OG3. When she came into the family, she looked like she was one of the kids. She looks so much younger than the wives. That all changed. All right. All right. Anyway, that's what I want to know. I want to know at what point did it all get completely divided up and everybody got to keep their own money. There still was family money kind of to the end because Janelle was, well, Cody was upset about not getting money back. And I don't know. It's messy. It's messy. Okay. I worked to take good care of my finances so that we would be okay when the show ended. I really appreciate that. With her saying, yeah, when she started controlling her own money, she said the kids had new backpacks, clothes for school. They could do extracurricular activities. We could go on trips. We got a nice TV. Our furniture didn't come from a secondhand store. And we started to play more. Like he really restricted their lives by controlling the money. I want to know when that started. At what point did she get full access to not only the money she was earning and working for, but her portion of TLC's money? I want to know. Tell me. But Kelty has no idea. She doesn't know anything about finances, so can't get any information there. Unless it's one of those tabs on her thing that she's going to talk to her mom about when she gets the information. If so, I'll let you know. All right. When I managed my own finances, I found that I could budget well. It felt good to know that I could take care of myself just fine, thank you, without asking for the family's permission for potatoes and ground beef or a trampoline in my backyard. I could put aside money for college funds and retirement and not think about which item I would have to leave with the cashier when the total was more than I had in my wallet. She didn't even have a credit card. She wasn't even like given a general budget, like this is how much I want you to spend. It was literally, here's an envelope of cash. This is what you have to live on. Crazy. Oh, I'm way behind again. I'm way behind. Kathy. Christine has 1 in Moab and 2 in Hurricane. Or Hurricane. I don't know. She pronounces it different. Hurricane to the rest of the country. I'm going to get 1 in Nashville. Thanks, Lynn, for letting everyone know. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. It's free. I love it. With Carol. I need a new dowel and $40. Who is that? I need to redo the bedrooms. So I'm going to create a new office downstairs in our dining room, which we never used as a dining room because it was way too small. But it had a piano in it, so we called it the piano room. Because it was a chandelier, it did have a table in the middle. But I'm going to get rid of the chandelier. I'm going to turn it into an office. Yes, I am. I have my own office down there so that this can be a bedroom and we can put a bed in here. And then move my daughter over to the other room, which will be big enough to put a crib in because it's kind of small. By the time you pull that couch out, there's not much room here. Maybe a pack and play would fit in here. That's about it. Okay. Banks are a great place to start. I know. He'll be perfect there. He'll be perfect there. I'm fingers crossed. Thursday's his second interview. Well, there's a lot of banks. Yeah. I don't remember the name of his. It's very small. It's small, but he's like, they cater to very wealthy clientele. He's like, you should see how nice the offices are. There's only like 4 branches. So it's a small bank. but they do. I think it sounds like it's almost like a concierge banking experience, but they don't have a data analyst. And he's really more interested in data analytics than he is computer science. He got a computer science degree with a concentration and major in data analytics because they didn't actually have it. Well, maybe they did. I don't know. He always said, if I get a degree in computer science, I can do a lot more things, which is true. And then his minors in economics, which he really likes too, but that's a little narrowing as well. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it'll be good for him, but we'll see. He's not the only person getting a second interview on Thursday. Patrick said, I'd hire your son. You go, well, I'll hit you up if the few irons in the fire he has doesn't work out. He does have a possibility that would go back to computer science and coding to do consulting work for a company, but that wouldn't start until like December or January. So worse comes to worse, he can do other things and then take that job. Robin didn't contribute financially or in sweat equity. That's such a good point, Lynn, because we always talk about nobody contributed. She never contributed financially. Christine didn't for a very long time either. But my goodness, you know what they say? Stay-at-home moms should make, and they have like the figure of comes out to like $300,000 a year or something like that per kid. Just something insane based on the total number of hours and how hard it is. Could you imagine being Christine Brown with all those kids and cooking for all of them and educating them and homeschooling them as well? I think I'd lose my mind, and I love children. I was like her. I'd be like, because I would have been the one to volunteer. I'll stay home. I'll watch all the kids. I love it. I love it. Couldn't do it. Let's see. What? Mama Squirrel. Good descriptors, Mama Squirrel. Good descriptors. Robin is stuck with him now. That's right. Cindy from Oz. Got another Aussie in the house. She got what she always worked for, even though I don't think she really wanted it in the end, but she got it. She set it up. Cody would have done anything she wanted. She could have forced Cody to be a better dad, but she didn't. So even if he didn't want to and he didn't feel it in his soul, she could have made him go through the motions. She could have forced him to be at everyone's house equally, but she didn't. So you reap what you sow. I'm just checking to see what else I haven't covered here. Some funny things she says. Okay. Each wife, including me, talked to Cody about the other wives. Period. Partly to resolve our problems, but also to let off steam. Cody was like the grand master of information. And he used it for control too. He also shared it with Robin. Because Robin knew that Christine stopped giving him massages. Robin knew that those wives wouldn't do certain things in the sack that he requested. It's shocking to me that he can claim that he never talked about any other situation when he was with one. They were all individual relationships. And not only did he do it, but he wasn't sharing like what they spent money on or where they went the past weekend or who their new friend is, who they went to visit he shared their intimacy in bed with Robin. It's unbelievable. Okay, this is the last chapter I'm going to do. I'm on 21. Oh, she starts off with the story about when they were in the new homes, right? When I said we moved in the cul-de-sac. And all the girls were staying at Robin's house one night. It comes to be midnight and all the girls are running across the street and come over to Christine's house. Christine's like, "What are you doing here?" "We're going to come here to stay. We want to stay at your house." And she's like, no, you're going to go back. I think Christine was very, very gracious to Robin when she told this story. Because she said, "Oh, we laughed about it together. Robin said, I told them not to go over there. But let's read between the lines now. The girls are all at Robin's house, having a good time, doing a sleepover. And they all decide at midnight, we don't want to be here anymore. We want to go to Christine's. Robin says, no, you're going to stay here." And you know what they do? They leave anyway. They have this much respect for Robin. They run across the street. They go to Christine's house. Christine's like, "What are you doing here?" "No, this isn't happening. I was expecting some quiet time with just me and Truly. Y'all go on back. I'm ready for it to continue to be quiet. I know it's midnight, but I'm still up with my bonbons and my cup of hot tea. Or in her case, maybe a glass of wine or a beer. And on back you go." And then she said her and Robin were laughing about it. I'm sure Robin laughed because she was so embarrassed that she couldn't control the girls. She couldn't even control her own girls. 2 of those girls were hers. Couldn't control them. They wouldn't listen to her. So she sends them back and she's like, "Oh, they didn't listen to me. I said your mom's going to say that." Zero control. Zero control. Yeah. So any laughing that Robin did was to cover up the fact she was totally embarrassed she could not keep those kids in the house. Not only could she not keep them in there in terms of them following her rules, but the fact that the girls didn't want to stay there. Something about being over there wasn't fun. Wonder what it is. Robin, Christine. Which house seems like it might be more fun? They were probably starving. Let's go over there. We got food in the refrigerator. Christine always has food. Mom always has food. Oh, I just thought it was a great story because I feel like there are a lot of subtle digs that went in there to Robin too. Oh, we laughed. Good job. Good job, Christine. I think there's a lot of passive aggressiveness in here and I'm here for it. I'm not a fan of Robin's. If Robin were passive aggressive, I'd be upset with her and I'd say, look at her being all passive aggressive. All right. It's not fair, but I don't like Robin. Too many years of watching her behavior. I take it back. I don't like Robin's behaviors. I don't like how Robin acts. I don't even know who Robin is. Hard for me to say I don't like her. I'll tell you what she looks like, what she's acting like. And I don't like any of that. But quite frankly, I don't know. I feel like I know, even Cody, I feel like I know well, shockingly. But Robin, who is she really? What does she really think? What does she really want? And I don't know. I don't know, and I don't really care. There you go. So kick her off the show. It'll be better for it. More time for the OG3. And Cody running out of control. I love it. Peyton and I didn't get along well when he was 14 until he was 16, in part because Cody had gone from being an incredible dad to a disappearing act. I love the whole story there. This whole page is about her connecting with Peyton, her only boy. And so dad was the male influence and he was absent. So she just wanted to make sure that he knew that she was there for him. So she found these cute ways with Halo video game to connect with him. And I just thought it was a really sweet story and nothing we had heard before. I get happy when I read things I don't know. Oh. I also thought it was cute that whenever it's movie night at her house, that they always dance at the end. As soon as the credits roll, all the dancing starts. It's so cute. That's a cute tradition. I like it. Okay, no, I'm going to stop there. Chapter 22. There's a good story at the beginning of that one, but I'm not going to jump in right now. We'll leave it at that. I'll look at chat and then we'll go. Knit my big good point. Robin is the only one filtering Cody's madness right now. It's aging her. It is. Handsome Alice is rapidly creeping in. She's looking more and more like Mama Alice, doesn't she? Yeah. Hi, Black Swan. Welcome, Black Swan Gothica. Wendy said the fact that McKelty didn't even know she was writing a book tells you they ain't that close. Yeah. Yeah. Now, McKelty says she talks to her mom every week, sometimes twice a week. But she's like, but we don't talk about the show and we don't talk about things like that because, and then she kind of like paused and said, well, Mom is like, we talk about the kids. Like she always wants to talk to, which I get. Like she probably wants to get on the iPad or whatever it is and talk to the kids while she's there too. But like, when are you connecting with your daughter? And McKelty, when are you really connecting with your mom? Like connecting, not just sharing information, but connecting. Because if you were really connecting about what somebody's feeling and what they're going through, the book would have come up. Because you know that she went through it when she was bringing up these stories and rehashing them again and putting them down and writing them. Yeah, and that took some time to do too. And the whole time McKelty didn't know. So Christine didn't find it necessary to tell McKelty, which means McKelty also never asked, what are you doing right now? What are you working on? What do you do when you're not filming the show? Like she's not doing the prying questions either. I do think it's very superficial. I see Aspen as being deep. Other than that, I don't know if any of her kids are. I think they're pretty superficial. It's a terrible thing to say. I might be wrong. Surface level. Pop psychology without any kind of degree. So, what do I know? Your son's bestie has a computer science degree, works for the intelligence department of government. Yeah. Well, computer science degrees, even as of like 3 to 5 years ago, jobs were abundant. That's partly why when, thought, well, let me get the degree in computer science because if nothing else, I'll do that because there were so many of them. Because they were doing all the coding for AI and all that kind of stuff. So now that's largely done. Everyone pretty much knows that in about 3 to 5 years, it's going to turn around again because everyone's going to realize AI is not as good as some companies think it is. They're just like buying AI programs and firing people. And then they're going to realize the AI program is nowhere near as good as the person that they had. They need people to monitor the AI, so they're going to have to hire back. By then, hopefully, he'll be well in the world of data analysis in the banking system. Hi, Karen. Glad you're here. Welcome. We are winding up. I'm just kind of like looking at the last couple comments here. I'll never forget the way they treated Savannah in the RV. Yeah. I don't know that it was intentionally mean, to be fair. I think it was utterly clueless. Utterly clueless. Which became mean. Because when you're clueless and you're not trying to be nice and considerate, you'll say dumb things. Like living the life of Cody Brown. Yeah, the mysterious certain things the other wives won't do. Oh, do tell. Share with me. What is it? Robin walks like a walker? What does that mean? She walks like a walker. I mean, she walks weird. She walks like a weeble. Weeble wobble and they won't fall down. She wobbles. And she keeps her arms straight. Like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Who walks without swinging their arms and kind of keep, or if they swing them, they don't bend their elbows, that their arms are straight. I have to think through that. I mean, besides a penguin, but I don't know. Victoria doesn't make stiff undies. What? Love it when I just scroll through and then I see a comment. I'm like, what are they talking about? Do you really think McKelty cares about anything other than her own bubble? Not really. I think she's interested in the other family members, but in terms of, I don't want to say what they can do for her, but I mean, maybe partly, but also like so that she can talk about her kids to them. Like, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. Well, Stacey, that's a really good point. McKelty cannot keep her mouth shut. McKelty didn't know about the lawsuit either. So she didn't know her mom was writing a book, and she didn't know her mom was suing her dad. The chat told her both of those things on her Patreon. And both at the time she was like, no. And she had to like find something from like a reliable source online. She goes, oh my gosh. I think Aspen had her baby. Somebody asked McKelty in her most recent thing, and she goes, I can't say it, but I will say that she's so cute pregnant. But I read somewhere on Reddit that somebody went to a book signing that Christine did, and that at the book signing, who else was there? So one of her kids was there, as well as Aspen and Mitch and the baby. That's what they said. But there was no photo, so I don't know. Now I got second guess. You gotta second guess everything you read. You gotta second guess me. I mean, my name might not even be Jenny. I know it is. I know people use different names, but I knew I'd screw it up from jump. So I'd be referring to myself all the time as Jenny. Hi, Mary Beth. Hello. We're winding down, but we're glad you're here. Penguins, yeah. The walkers on Star Wars. Oh, like the really skinny. It's been so long. I haven't been keeping up. Is it like new Star Wars stuff, or is it like one of the original 6 movies? All right. She walks like she's pregnant even when she's not. That's yeah, she kind of has a pregnant waddle. That's a good way to describe it too. Oh, I thought you meant walkers on The Walking Dead. I mean, their arms are straight out though. They don't walk with them down, do they? I don't know. Never saw The Walking Dead. Aw, Knit My Bit. Thanks for the shout out for Lynn. Yes. A zombie. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of these. I'm sure Aspen's baby is adorable. Oh, it is going to have the roundest, chunky, most adorable face ever. Yes, because she's got that beautiful round face, and he has kind of a roundish face too. So it's going to be one of those like you just want to squeeze it like a Cabbage Patch Kid. Oh, scrumptious. A camel walk. Could be. Sandy. Oh, gosh. Smash the like before you leave. Okay. Cody and Christine are related and had Aspen, who married Caleb, who they're related to. Yeah. So the baby is really related. Yeah. Well, they're related to by marriage. Caleb's sister. Wait. I take it back. Yeah. Caleb's sister married Cody's brother. So genetically, they're okay. They're related by marriage. And then that's the brother that passed away in the motorcycle accident. If I have it all straight. Okay. Oh, I thought Caleb was a cousin. No, because Caleb was involved. Wait a second. Caleb was involved in that whole Cody's brother passing away situation. I'm getting Mitch and Caleb mixed up now. Yeah. That was it. That's Caleb. So Caleb is he's not a cousin. He is, well, I mean, technically, maybe it's cousin then. By marriage, though. By marriage. There's no blood there. Now, Mitch was related to, oh, wait, nobody in their family, I don't think, though. Mitch's sister is one of the My Five Wives. Wives. I got to look that up again. I want to say I can't remember their names. Yeah. So that's just a TLC family. So technically, we don't have any bloodlines that are crossed that I'm aware of. Well, I'm constantly confused on here. Tony, I know. Me too. Trying to keep it straight. It's not easy. Okay. I love you all. You're fantastic. If you're feeling up to it, go to Reality TV Breakdown, and we're going to be reading some chapters in Revenge, written by Tom Bauer, tomorrow. And then we'll be back next Tuesday, and we'll finish off the book, maybe? We'll see. I think we have 2 weeks left. I think we have 2 more Tuesdays before we're going to be discussing the show. So depending on how much we chat, maybe we are about halfway through. So we might do the next quarter of the book next week, then the last quarter of the book. And then the week after that will be the new show. Can you believe it? Yes. Now, Google says Mitch and Aspen are third cousins. Okay, so I don't know the Mitch and Aspen connection. The only thing I know for sure is that he's related to one of the My Five Wives people, but I don't know the connection that there could be a family connection there too. They could be third cousins. Then again, it could be by marriage as well. So we have to look into it. Or we don't have to look into it. Maybe we don't want to know. All right. I love you all. Sister friends are the best friends. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Have a great evening, everybody. And a great day for everybody in Australia and Europe and the Netherlands. Bye.
I remember when Sonny and Cher got divorced when I was 6, and it rattled me.
I had a lover in college, and he was a little tryst. I was a naughty boy. I had a dirty thought, and I thought, David and I should go on a guy's trip together.
I might have to agree. That would be cool.
I just thought, no.
David out on a guy's weekend?
Yeah, that's just, it would be cool.
Oh, he was kind of up for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Things that make you go,